Hello and be welcome to this video. In this video we are gonna talk a little bit about why Brazil's economy is falling. Okay, why Brazil's economy sometimes go high, sometimes go down. What happens that Brazil is not a superpower yet? What happens? Brazil, the future, the country of the future. Okay, let's discuss about it. First of all, let's understand some particularities about our country here and about Latin America at all. Latin America, in Latin America, we have this leftism, this populism for very long, for many decades, okay? And some countries have had corrected the course. As an example, we have Chile. Chile had the revolution, the dictatorship is I don't like dictatorship. It was very terrible, very violent. But in some ways, Pinochet, the dictator, made some changes in the economy, very deep change. They used it to be leftist, and he opened the economy to the free market. So when you open the economy, you get cheap products, and the population improves their quality of life. Okay. In Uruguay, we have free market too, and we have in some level a certain richness. Okay. But all the other countries, including Brazil, never had this change in the history to the right, to the free market. Okay? So Brazil is like this leftism, this populism, when the government always is spending more than he earns. Okay? Always, always, always. In Brazil specifically, we had over 100 years of leftism. Okay, since 1930s, when the president Getúlio Vargas went to the power, and before him too, Brazil has merged in the socialism. We have a dictatorship, but they say that is right dictatorship, but no, it was leftism too. State spending a lot of money, states going in the front of the economy, doing things, spending money, and Brazil was always like this, spending the state spending a lot of money and creating bureaucracy and things like this. So in Brazil we have a very strong state, but a very big state too. But he charges a lot of tax, okay, and the way he tax doesn't allow the companies to hire, the companies to grow, the money to flow in the economy, okay? Because when you release the companies to hire, to make contracts with the employees, they hire, okay? Because they wanna grow, they wanna. So when you make a lot of laws that disturbs the companies, the money starts to be a little bit. Freeze. He doesn't flows in the economy, and in the other way, we doesn't have a very good infrastructure here. We doesn't have a public safety here. Okay, infrastructure. I mean, trains. Okay, we have only roads to the buses, and we don't have trains. Okay, so Brazil has a series of points that freezes the economy, and we doesn't grow because of this. The population until today, population has a very left-minded and still voting on populists, on leftists. The proof is that the elections this year we had 50% of the population vote to Lula. That is a criminal that was condemned for the justice, and he is very leftist and populist, so 50% of the population votes for him. Okay, so Brazil is weak in terms of the economy, these things that freeze the economy. And every time we have some difficulty in the world, like Russia crisis, we are having the days now with these things that are occurring, this conflict with Ukraine, things like this. Brazil suffers because the economy here is primarily based on commodities, okay? With basically Brazil has this exportation of food, okay? So when the world demands a little bit more commodities and food, Brazil grows up. But it's not a solid grow up based in the population's quality of mind, education. No, it's just because Brazil exports commodities, food, things like this. And as we had in 2002, we had this boom of commodities in the world. Brazil benefits from it. But when commodities go down, so Brazil goes down because Brazil has not the structure, the solid structure to grow up. Doesn't have he doesn't have many factories, many industry infrastructure, because Brazil doesn't attract investments, because he has these many laws that disturbs the market, this instability, this populism, that government is always spending a lot of money in depreciating even more the currency. So things like this does not attract investors, and that's why Brazil's economy is falling, is falling even more, and year after year we see the currency being depreciated, the poor getting poorer, the food getting more expensive, and people who earn minimum wage doesn't have money to eat, to barely survive. So that's the reality in Brazil. It's sad. I know we know Brazil has a lot of natural resource and it's a beautiful country, but unfortunately, there is so many things to change Brazil that I don't see it will change in the next, let me say, 50 years or thing like this. Unfortunately. I hope you understand. If you have any questions, put in the comments. Tap the like button, subscribe. See you. Bye bye.